Hi students, in this section we will discuss the basic structure and function of DNA. First is DNA nucleotides. The building blocks of nucleic acids are nucleotides. Nucleotides that compose DNA are called deoxyribonucleotide. The three components of a deoxyribonucleotides are a 5-carbon sugar called deoxyribose, a phosphate group, and a nitrogenous base. A nitrogenous base containing structure that is responsible for complementary base pairing between nucleic acid strands. The carbon atom of 5-carbon deoxyribose are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. One is read as 1 primer. A nucleoside comprises the 5-carbon sugar and nitrogenous base. The deoxyribonucleotide is named according to the nitrogenous base. The nitrogenous bases adenine and guanine and the purines, they have double ring structure with a 6-carbon ring fused to a 5-carbon ring. The pyrimidines, cytosine and thymine are smaller nitrogenous base that have only 6-carbon ring structure. Individual nucleoside triphosphates combine with each other by covalent bond known as 5,3-phosphodiester bonds or linkages, whereby the phosphate group attached to the 5-carbon of sugar of one nucleotide bonds to the hydroxyl group of the 3-carbon of the sugar of the next nucleotide. Phosphodiester bonding between nucleotides form the sugar phosphate backbone, the alternating sugar phosphate structure composing the framework of a nucleic acid strand. During the polymerization process, deoxynucleotide diphosphate are used. To construct the sugar phosphate backbone, the two terminal phosphates are released from the cyclic NTP as a pyrophosphate. The resulting strand of nucleic acid has a free phosphate group at the 5-carbon end and a free hydroxyl group at the 3-carbon end. The two unused phosphate groups from the nucleotide triphosphate are released as pyrophosphate during phosphodiester bond formation. Pyrophosphate is subsequently hydrolyzed, releasing the energy used to drive nucleotide polymerization. What is meant by the 5 and 3 end of nucleic acid strands? Discovering the double helix. By the early 1950s, considerable evidence had accumulated indicating that DNA was the genetic material of cells, and now the race was on to discover its 3-dimensional structure. Around this time, Australian biochemist Evin Chargaff examined the content of DNA in different species and discovered that adenine, thymine, guanine and cytosine were not found in equal quantities and that it varied from species to species but not between individuals of the same species. He found that the amount of adenine was very close to equaling the amount of thymine and the amount of cytosine was very close to equaling the amount of guanine, or A double bond T and G triple bond C. This relationship are also known as Chargaff's rule. Other scientists were actively exploring this field during the mid-20th century. In 1952, American scientist Linus Pauling was the world's leading structural chemist and adds-on favorite to solve the structure of DNA. Pauling had earlier discovered the structure of a protein alpha helices using X-ray diffraction, and based on X-ray diffraction images of DNA made in his laboratory, he proposed a triple-stranded model of DNA. At the same time, British researcher Rosalind Franklin and her graduate student R.S. Golding were also using X-ray diffraction to understand the structure of DNA. It was Franklin's scientific expertise that resulted in the production of more well-defined X-ray diffraction images of DNA that will clearly show the overall double helix structure of DNA. James Watson, an American scientist, and Francis Crick, a British scientist, were working together in the 1950s to discover DNA's structure. They used Chargaff's rules, and Franklin and Wilkins X-ray diffraction images of DNA fibers to piece together the purine-pyrimidine pairing of the double helical DNA molecule. In April 1953, Watson and Crick published their model of DNA double helix in Nature. The same issue additionally included papers by Wilkins and colleagues, each describing different aspects of the molecular structure of DNA. In 1962, James Watson, Francis Crick, Maurice Wilkins were awarded the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine. Unfortunately, by then Franklin has died, and Nobel Prize at the time weren't not awarded posthumously. Work continued, however, on learning about the structure of DNA. In 1973, Alexander Rich and colleagues were able to analyze DNA crystals to confirm and further elucidate the DNA structure. Watson and Crick proposed that DNA is made up of two strands that are twisted around each other to form a right-handed helix. The two DNA strands are antiparallel, such that the three ends of the one strand faces the five end of the other strand. The five end of each strand has three hydroxy group, while the five end of each strand has a free phosphate group. The three end of each strand has a free hydroxyl group, OH group, and the five end has a free phosphate group. The sugar and phosphate of the polymerized nucleotide form the backbone of the structure, whereas the nitrogenous bases are stacked inside. These nitrogenous bases on the interior of the molecular interact with each other base pairing. Analysis of diffraction pattern of DNA has determined that there are approximately 10 bases per turn in DNA. The asymmetrical spacing of the sugar phosphate backbone generates major groups where the backbone is far apart and minor groups where the backbone is close together. These grooves are locations where proteins can bind to DNA. The binding of the proteins can alter the structure of DNA, regulate replication, or regulate transcription of DNA into RNA. Base pairing takes place between a purine and pyrimidine in DNA. Adenine and thymine are complementary base pairs, and cytosine and guanine are also complementary base pair, explaining Chargaff's rule. The base pairs are stabilized by hydrogen bond. Adenine and thymine are two hydrogen bonds between them, whereas cytosine and guanine form three hydrogen bonds between them. In the laboratory, exposing the two DNA strands of double helix to high temperature or to certain chemicals can break the hydrogen bonds between complementary bases, thus separating the strands into two separate single-stranded DNA. This process called DNA denaturation and is analogous to protein denaturation as described in proteins. The single-stranded DNA strands can also be put back together as double-stranded DNA through reannealing or renaturing by cooling or removing the chemical denaturants, allowing this hydrogen bonds to reform. The ability to artificially manipulate DNA in the way is the basis for several important techniques in biotechnology. Because of the additional hydrogen bonding between the CG base pair, DNA with a high GC content is more difficult to denature than DNA with a lower GC content. DNA function. DNA stores the information needed to build and control the cell. The transmission of the information from mother to daughter cells is called vertical gene transfer and occurs through the process of DNA replication. DNA is replicated when a cell makes a duplicate copy of its DNA. Then the cell divides, resulting in correct distribution of one DNA copy to each resulting cell. DNA can also be enzymatically degraded and used as source of nucleosides and nucleotides for the cell. Unlike other macromolecules, DNA does not serve a structural role in cell.